Hello Gemini, Yuletide greetings to those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. This reading is going to be themed around the winter solstice, and it will be using the energy of the Great Conjunction now that we've stepped into the age of Aquarius. This reading is going to be focusing on reflecting on the past year, how it will be closing, and what we should be carrying with us into the new year, and what we should leave behind in the dark as we close this chapter. This reading is general for the sign of Gemini as a whole, so it may not fully resonate with everyone that it reaches. Take the messages that feel like they were meant for you, or check another placement if you feel like that would resonate better. Also, if you live in the Southern Hemisphere, the themes of this reading should still apply to you, even if it seems a little bit unseasonal to you guys. Okay. First off, we're looking at the past. What are the past events this year that have led you up to the point that you are at now? Ooh, we have the Well in reverse. In this deck, there are 2 extra cards from the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The Well is upright, just a source of creativity, like a fountain of creativity, fountain of youth kind of feeling. But in the reverse, it's a bit similar to the energy of the Tower. It can either be destruction or just a lack of foundational growth, that kind of feeling, just emptiness too. It kind of gives me dual energy of the Tower and the world. So it's just a feeling of things collapsing and feeling like there's no way to start over, which is a pretty hard but most likely common feeling with the way this year has gone. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. This year has dealt with a lot of just working on your skills, your talents, your career, working on bettering yourself so you can get to a better point in order to sustain yourself, to prosper, to build a legacy. And we have the Page of Wands upright as well. Yeah, so with this year, it's just having that complete and utter collapse of things falling apart and feeling like there's no hope, there's no way to start over from this, and getting to a point where the only way to push forward is to work through it, literally. Working on yourself, working on your talents, working on your life in general, basically. Just trying to get things to an elevated point so you can be more secure or work towards it. And with the Page of Wands upright, you're also looking to new opportunities. After that period of just utter helplessness, you're at a point where you can see the possibilities and you're thinking about going after them. Just doing your research beforehand. Because the Page of Wands can be a card of hastiness or immaturity because of that, especially in reverse. But seeing it upright here in general is just giving me a sense that you're not leaping before you look. You're getting ready to take action by preparing for it. All right, and now we're going to look at the present. These are the present events, themes, situations in your life currently that are greatly affecting you and are going to affect the coming future for you. They're going to be how you move forward into the future. I know that we only have a short time left in this month, less than 2 weeks, but a lot can happen in that amount of time, and I think this year has taught us that for sure. So this is basically going to be the theme of what the remainder of the year looks like for you. We have the moon in reverse, secrets being revealed, illusions being dispelled. The Fool in reverse. And the Five of Swords. Okay. So with the moon in reverse here, like I mentioned before, secrets being revealed, illusions being dispelled, like you're going to learn the truth of something that you've been very clouded on. Whether that's something that's currently in your life or something relating to this big despair that led you to believing that you weren't worth it, or things in general weren't worth it to push forward. You're going to see like the error in those views, basically. And it's going to give you the strength to push forward, to pursue what you're going after. But I feel like with the Fool in reverse here, you're going to be resisting it. It's not that you're going to be like rushing in without that plan, especially with the Page of Wands here. You're going to be resisting it. I think you're going to resist it at first, the urge to, do something new, whatever it is that you're trying to plan forward, whatever you're trying to push ahead or change in your life that you've been denying yourself, basically. And then I think with the Page of Wands, you're going to, even though you've done all this research and all this planning and you know the truth now, you know how to move forward, or you think you do at least, there's going to be like such a rush to do it with that Page of Wands fast-paced energy that it's not going to work out quite how you want to. Like, this is something you could have like rehearsed over and over again, like a pitch to your boss to get a raise or a promotion, something like that. You will like have rehearsed this so much you could do it in your sleep, but when it comes out, it's not going to be anything like that, and it's just going to feel like, oh my god, what have I done? And I think it may lead to a situation in the coming weeks that leads to a bit of a falling out. I think it's a situation that just like no one's gonna walk away happy from, even if it's not necessarily like a big deal, if that makes sense to one or like both of the parties involved or multiple people. Yeah, I just get the sense that there's going to be some kind of fallout from this, that there's just going to be a little bit of grief towards the end of this year. Just a little bit of extra grief on top of everything else that's happened. But the sense that I'm getting, like, with the Fool in reverse here, it's not going to be the end of the world, basically. This isn't going to be an irreversible situation. And now, let's look at the future. Okay, this is what the future has in store. This is what you're going to be ending this year with and walking into the new year with as well. What the very beginning of the new year is going to look like for you, basically. And what we're going to be carrying forward with us. Okay, so we have the High Priestess in reverse. I think you're not going to be listening to your intuition. King of Swords, upright. And the Chariot. Okay. 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 So I said I think you're not listening to your intuition. I think that not listening to your intuition is what's going to lead to this situation with the Fool. I don't necessarily think that's what you're going to leave the year with. I think that's going to be part of what you realize when you have this realization with the moon in reverse here. You're going to realize, like, even though you have all this new information and this is a complicated energy to explain. Okay, so you're going to have some truths revealed to you, just something that's been clouded in your thoughts, just cleared up. You're going to understand something. It's going to lead you to just get a little bit overzealous about it, especially because you don't want to leap to action just yet. You feel like you're not ready. Some kind of fallout comes from it. You're going to realize that, like, what caused that overstepping or just that misstep in how you want to present yourself to others or something of that matter is because you're not listening to your intuition. You're not grounded, and at the same time not in touch with, like, your spirituality in a way. That's what's keeping you from fully trusting your gut, trusting just those feelings of when you know, or trusting your gut on whether or not this is something that will work out for you. I think part of what's going to be happening with this misstep here is going to relate a lot to insecurity. It's not going to be because you just can't do that thing properly or something like that, whatever the action you're taking is. It's more so that when you're ready to do it, you still have that little voice in the back of your head that's like, what if I can't do this? And it's going to cause you to slip up. But you're going to come back to that. You're going to come back from that. You're going to come back to connecting to that feeling of, this is what you deserve. This is what you can go after. You've been planning for this. You've been thinking about this for so long. You're trying to push it ahead. And even though it didn't work out the first time, or even though it wasn't perfect, that doesn't mean that it's the end of everything. It's just a little stumble in the beginning. You're going to have some kind of communication with this King of Swords here. And I think this is going to help clear up anything related to this little falling out here. And once you do that, you're going to be charging forward with, like, going after what you want with everything that you've got with the Chariot here. You've been holding back for so long, but now you're ready to go for it. And it's a really good feeling. And even though it's not going to work out like you've been dreaming and planning and scheming for, it's going to work out. And you're going to learn that it doesn't have to be perfect for you to be able to have it, you know? And you don't have to be perfect for you to be able to have that as well. Okay, we're gonna get 3 last cards. Okay, so what should you be carrying with you from the past? What lesson? Knight of Cups, upright. With this, I get the sense that it's like you're at your best when you're your most creative, your most romantic, not necessarily in terms of, like, being romantic with other people, but, you know, romanticizing things. When the Knight of Cups can be a card of, like, dreaminess. And I guess, like, that's what I'm getting from this. It's a sense of, like, you're at your best when you allow yourself to dream about what it is that you want and what you like, what you enjoy, and what you want to do. And that's how you should approach these things in your life. Whether it's your career, whether it is actual romance, anything like that. You have this passion and enthusiasm to go forward with everything. That Page of Wands, even though it's not as like intense of a card when compared to like a higher court card, I get just a lot of energy from it here in this spread. Like, this is something you've been wanting for a long time, and you're raring to go for it. And you'll be approaching it at your best when you allow yourself to actually dream for what you want and how you want to do it. And what you need to know going forward into these next 2 weeks, what kind of action you need to take. The Knight of Wands in reverse, I feel like where I was talking about that hesitation with the Fool in reverse, that's going to lead you to just go from 0 to 100, basically. You're going to go from really like fighting tooth and nail, putting in your last ditch effort to not do something about this that you really want to do something about, that it's just going to burst out of you, and that's why it ends up not quite what you wanted it to be. So I feel like a lot of people like to describe the Knight of Wands, upright or reverse, as like in and out energy. I feel like you're really wanting to reverse that. You're wanting to, like, you understand that you've been on the precipice of this and like you've been so close to doing something about it, and then you just pull away completely. And I think whatever this is like contingent on, whether it's like, you know, someone in your life that you're really close to and you want to date or whatever, or like something going on in your workplace, like people are taking notice of it. Like they're starting to feel like, are you going to do something about this? Because it feels like you are, or it feels like something is happening and then it's not. So I get that kind of sense. You're gonna have to learn about how to come correct, basically. Especially after that situation. You're gonna discover what it is holding you back from moving forward. And then what you should carry forward into the new year, Judgment in reverse. This is going to be what gets you through the beginning of the new year. I think, seeing this Chariot here especially, there's going to be a lot happening within the end of this year. And again, like we said, it's less than 2 weeks, but so much can happen in that time. And the Chariot is such a strong-willed, forward-moving card. A lot is going to change all at once. And it's going to be very good. You're going to end up in a very good situation. And I think you're just going to be reflecting a lot on how much you've missed out on by resisting the urge or resisting the call to do what it is that you want to do. And yeah, that is the end of this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated with you. I hope you will join me for another reading in the future. And I wish you a lot of luck going ahead. It looks like this is going to be a very fast-paced time for you, which, go figure, Geminis. And I think you're really going to end up with what you want and what you deserve. So I wish you a lot of luck in that. And yeah, I'm sending you guys lots of love and light during this especially dark night. Take care.